Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, good morning. Today is the 74th birthday, or 72nd, one or the other, of Elton John, Sir Elton John, the Rocket Man himself. Just wanted to throw that out at you. Let's get rolling. The Colorado Boulder shooting. Do you realize that Colorado has some of the toughest gun laws in the country? How'd that work out? Once again, it proves this very simple point of this. You cannot legislate people from getting a gun. And the good guys will follow the laws, and the bad guys are going to get guns no matter what. It's that simple. Knives versus guns. The NRA has put this out, and of course, we've already known this statistic, but it's fun to just throw it in the face of all the people that want to take our guns, is that knives kill people far more than guns do every year. What are you going to do about that, folks? You're going to take away everybody's kitchen knife, table knife. We're going to have to eat with just forks and spoons. We're never going to be able to eat with knives again. You're going to take away the knife? So ridiculous. Now, good old Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are discussing mandatory government buybacks of AR-15s. Let's examine that nice and simply. Number one, typical, isn't it? Kamala and Joe spend taxpayer dollars to buy back a gun model, and then I'm assuming they're going to destroy them. Just like cash for clunkers. I mean, this is what these nimrods, these jackwagons come up with. Mandatory, and it's like, what's going to be the pun? First off, totally unconstitutional. Never going to happen anyway. But it's just fun to analyze their stupidity. Eviscerate them. I love that word. You know what? This is just insanity. An AR-15, they act like taking an AR-15 away from people, and I explain why an average Joe citizen needs an AR-15, because of the liberal anti-white mobs that we saw all last year. If a mob's come into your house, you need an AR-15. Mandatory buybacks of AR-15s. That's their answer. Can't make it up. The View. One of these ladies, jackwagons, on The View said, gun owners are just selfish. They're just selfish. We're selfish that we want to protect our lives and those around us lives. I did a demonstration this week where I showed you that I pack in my pockets, both my pockets, guns. And I feel so safe because I have them. That's not being selfish. That's being smart. Selfish. Gun owners are selfish. Can't make it up. Now let's shift back to topic A. The real topic A, the border. Joe Biden has designated Kamala Harris to solve this crisis that doesn't exist per them. Don't you love the way these government nimrods, jackwagons, what they do? They form a committee. They appoint somebody. Joe Biden, you're the president of the freaking United States. Why do you have to appoint Kamala Harris? I think what the game plan is to have Kamala Harris do something significant to show her being presidential. Kamala Harris is going to go down there and go, look at these people in these cages. She's going to laugh her way to a fix, right? Kamala Harris, as we used to say, couldn't get herself out of a wet paper bag. She couldn't. Bottom line. By the way, I can't believe, sometimes I do a show and I forgot I missed something. This empowerment of women thing with Kamala Harris and Bill Clinton, I made fun of Bill Clinton, how silly that was. I forgot about Kamala Harris starting her empowerment career when she was in her early 20s as having sex and fooling around with Willie Brown, the mayor of San Francisco. She really knows how to empower Willie Brown. All right. Joe Biden's press conference, which is coming up soon. The Washington Post has put out a little guidelines where they're saying, now don't be into the drama. Don't be working for sound bites. I mean, all these networks, you know, do you think they did that for Trump? Joe Biden, I saw Joe Biden shuffle away from the microphone a day or so ago, and I thought to myself, this guy is an old, senile man, elected the president of the United States. The most stressful, I would assume, being president of the United States is the most stressful, time-consuming job there is. Look how Trump handled it. Energy. We got Joe Biden. Dr. Rachel Levine was approved by the Senate yesterday. I mean, this is a joke. You see this chick? I mean, she's even, by the way, I just want to say this. I saw a commercial of this black woman that wasn't once a man, and she was speaking about, you know, transgender rights. And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, my God, you can't tell she was once a man. She is absolutely beautiful. This guy, Rachel Levine, he looks like Exhibit A on why transgender doesn't work for some people. I mean, it looks like he just threw himself together and said, my name is now Rachel. I mean, he's got a bad look, man. Listen, I'm not being anti-transgender. I'm just being anti-him. I mean, he don't look right. I mean, come on. He's giving transgenders a bad name is my point that I'm trying to say. McConnell versus Biden. You know what? I thought that these guys would be buddies. And you still don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. Because I don't trust these guys. Because I think McConnell would prefer Biden as president and Trump. But McConnell claims he's not been invited to the White House. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean jack, because they could be talking on the phone all the time. But maybe old Joe Biden is double-crossing his old buddy Mitch. Remember, Joe Biden's going to be the president for everybody, all of us. You know what's crazy about Joe Biden, too? Joe Biden thinks he's a handsome man. You can tell Joe Biden thinks that he's a handsome, you know, suave kind of guy, you know. He thinks he's a smooth operator. You can just tell the way he acts. That smile of his, you know, joking around and stuff. Come on, man. You know, he just thinks he's Mr. Smoothie. He's not. Social justice guide for toddlers. Allegedly, even little young people, 3 years old, have biases set in. I don't know what they do. Line up white babies, black babies, and they looked at each other and then they crawled around and got in different circles or something. I don't know. But apparently, the Washington Post and others want to solve this problem right now. And we need to have some social justice training for toddlers. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Who voted for this? Which one of you morons in the spirit of Stork voted for these guys? My show's off the rails today, man. I don't know, it's not going very smooth, but I think I'm laughing too much at myself. All right, student. A student got suspended and is now back because the audacity of this student said, a man is a man and a woman's a woman. He got suspended for that. Can you imagine that? Young man, a man is not necessarily a man, and a woman is not necessarily a woman these days. A man might be a woman might be a man, a woman might be a goat, a man might be a dog might be a cat. We live in a different world, young man. Don't you dare say that. We're going to suspend you, and you beg and plead, and we might let you back, and we're going to send you to some training, and we'll maybe let you back into your school. Apparently, he jumped through all the hoops that he had to do. A teacher was terminated for, drum roll, carrying on a debate of how George Floyd died. Folks, I can sit here and say that the police officer who kneeled on his neck was a jackwagon. That was wrong. However, this is just the way the law is. You still got to prove causation of death. And apparently, good old George Floyd was jacked up on lots of stuff. You know, including some fentanyl. He said he couldn't breathe. What reduces respiratory system? Fentanyl. Could he not breathe because of the kneeling or because of the fentanyl? Did he die because of the drugs or the knee? Well, anyway, a teacher aren't places of learning. You know, Aristotle would go out, and Socrates, Plato, kids would gather around and they would just start talking, using the Socratic method, asking questions of the students. They still do that in law school, the Socratic method, which is asking questions. Thomas Jefferson, when he founded University of Virginia, wanted students to come, and there'd be no time frame, there's no regiment. You come and study and learn, and you leave when you want to, when you feel like you're ready. That's what learning is supposed to be. Well, this teacher's leading a debate. No! You can't lead a debate. George Floyd died because of that knee. Damn it. Forget about facts. Forget about science. Forget about biology and anatomy. Shut up, teacher. Terminated. Lost his job. Cash to CRANLEY. Don't you love that line? I like when I coin it. Cash to CRANLEY. There's a report out that the developers over there, that Liberty and Elm development, gave a lot of money to old CRANLEY, and CRANLEY was clearly, when he was talking to them before they all got approved, are you donating to my campaign? You know, he's a Democrat, and I think CRANLEY is like the golden boy that I think they'll protect him. They'll use some of that prosecutorial discretion and not go after CRANLEY. But do you think CRANLEY does the same thing that Sittenfeld, Pastor, Denard did? Hell yes, they all did it. But this story, I read that story and I was like, wow, cash for CRANLEY. Let's see if they prosecute him, the golden boy. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day and keep on laughing.